G'day everyone and welcome back to Derriere Farms, where we are going to do a video for those of you that like heavy metal. Our last video was all about wood production and the sawmill, so I thought I would follow up with a video about iron and how we get iron in the game. Why are these the two first videos I'm making for the Platinum DLC? Well, wood from the sawmill and iron from the iron ore, from the smelting facility, are the two main products you are going to need for any of the productions as well as the construction projects. So figuring out how to get those and how much those products are going to cost you is something you will need to know if you want to use productions and do the construction projects. Now, like I said, this is a follow-up to the last video. For those of you that haven't watched it, go ahead. For those of you that are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because I will be making several more videos. And it definitely helps out. As well, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Alright, let's start off with iron. Before we go any further, iron comes from the Iron Peaks Mining Company. For those of you that haven't watched the map tour yet, the Iron Peaks Mining Company is north of the old abandoned mine in the northwest corner of the map. Quite a ways from the town. Probably about as far away from the town as you can get, in fact. But it's where you have to go to get iron, unless you are willing to cheat in iron. Or if you have, well, I'll go into the buy productions a little bit later. Now, iron itself, or iron ore itself, I should say, is free. It doesn't cost anything. The mine just puts it out on a continual basis. It will take a little bit of time for the mine to build up a significant amount of iron ore. This isn't a big deal, because when we get to the smelting facility, you'll understand why it's going to take maybe a little bit of time, and why it takes a little bit of time to build up. Again, for those of you new or just figuring things out, at the Iron Mining Company, the Iron Peaks Mining Company, there are two free vehicles. And by free, I mean you don't own them, the game owns them, but they are here for you to use. There is a front-end loader and there is a dumper. These are fine for right now. When you get a little bit further into the game, you're probably going to want to, well, you can't sell them, but park them aside and buy a a bigger trailer for one, and a front-end loader, a wheel loader, something that has a bigger bucket capacity, because this only has a bucket capacity of 1,000 liters. So we scoop up the iron ore. And as you can see, it took a decent chunk of the iron ore in the first, and this is, like I said, it's only a 1,000 liter bucket, so it takes a decent amount of iron. There we go, we just dump it in the back of the dumper, and we will back that up. So, as I was saying, you will need a decent amount of iron as the game progresses. Not a big deal. Like I said, this is free. You don't have to worry about it. The pile will get bigger as time goes on, and you will have access to more and more iron, assuming you don't try and cheat everything in at the beginning. So, once you have filled the dump truck with iron, you are ready to take it to the smelting facility. Where on the map is the smelting facility? Well, there is not one. Or not one with the game. This is why it's going to be expensive, and it will take you a little bit of time to get to iron production. I have put, again, I cheated in money, I've put the iron furnace down here in one of the open fields. And it's all ready to begin production. You will find it under your production menu, under factories. There is the iron furnace. It costs $180,000 to buy. So in addition to the cost of the factory, you are going to need, I won't say a sizable, but a reasonable amount of land to put it on. And you're probably going to want somewhere flat. The nice thing about Silver Run Forest is land is not that expensive. This piece of farmland, 42, or I guess they're not fields anymore, but this area on the map, Area 42, was not that expensive to buy. It's 40,000. So you were looking at 180,000 for the smelting facility, and you're looking at another roughly 40,000. So you're looking at 220,000 to get into the iron business. That's not to say you can't put it somewhere else. It's a little bit cheaper, but it does have a significant footprint. We'll just take a look at that again. So yeah, you are definitely going to want to make sure you have room to put that down. I have gone ahead. I didn't really want to finish loading up the dumper up north and then driving it all the way down, so I kind of cheated in some iron ore. Iron ore is heavy, so when you get a big trailer, you will need a good size truck to pull it. And I figured I better use a Volvo, otherwise I am going to get grief. And as you can see, a little bit of trouble steering just because of the extra weight on the back, but all you do is you go to the ramp, you dump your iron ore. I'm not sure how much it will take. The nice thing is iron ore is free. So once you have this, well, it took almost 60,000 liters of iron. Anyway, once you have this production facility up and running, apart from its monthly operating costs, there are no hidden fees. Just the cost of transporting iron ore from up north down to wherever you place this facility. This is where the metal spawns at the side of the factory. Now, since this is a facility that you put down, like I said, you don't have to worry about buying it. You can, if you know how to use the easy development controls, you can sell it. But round the back is our wrench icon, which activates the production. So as you can see, yeah, it took 59,996 liters to fill it up. So far, we have produced 72 liters of metal, and I think I'm on really slow time, so let's speed that up a bit. And while we're waiting for our first bit of metal to be produced, let's take a look at the productions that require metal. Well, the barrel factory requires metal. The furniture factory requires metal. Paper factory, of course, doesn't. art accessories, shingle no, wood turning no. So really you have these two main productions, which is the barrel factory and the furniture factory, that require metal. Metal is also fairly valuable once it's made. Let's scroll down and see what the current price of metal is. Now this is on easy mode, so it's going to change and vary depending on. So Elm Creek's paying $10,000 per pallet of metal. So while it's an expensive production facility, it is definitely worth it. Now, the boatyard and the roller coaster also require metal, and we're going to go into those a little bit later on, because they are not your typical production facility, but they do also pay. So give me a second here. I'm going to speed up time and I'm going to look at the metal itself, because I'm curious. It's 10. I want to know how long it's going to. Well, I can do the math and I'll be right back. All right, math done. So as you can see, 24 cycles per month. This is what's produced per cycle. So 380 times 24 cycles in a month means you are going to get 9,120 liters of metal per month. Doesn't matter whether it's a 1-day month or a 28-day month. If you know how productions work, you know that that's broken down into the monthly cycle. And here we go. I wanted to see how heavy metal was. Turns out that, well, 1,000, it's just 1,000 pieces, but essentially it's 1,000 liters of metal is 1.3 tons. So it's fairly heavy. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, when you consider a silage bale weighs 1.7 tons, that's not bad. Anyway, I just did some more math, and I was thinking, assuming the price remains fairly constant, we haven't got that far in there yet, but assuming you can get a price of 10,000 from Elm Creek, you could probably pay off your iron furnace in 2 to 3 months, including, depending on how big, of course, the plot of land you purchased was. Well, that is metal and how you get it in the game. Just remember, you have to place and buy the iron furnace. The iron ore is free. The iron furnace and the land to put it on is what's going to cost you. Once you have it up and running, you're good to go. You can take your metal to the production facilities, you can take your metal to the construction projects, or you can sell it. Either which way, it is a very valuable resource, and one you need to know how to make. And I would start planning my metal production at the beginning of the game so that I am not scrambling last minute to get it up and running. Okay, on that note, I thank you very much for watching. Like I said, if you found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe. Take care, Jay.